The MX Master 4 was released about a year ago, and since its release, it's become one of the most popular productivity mice on the market. In this video, I just want to share with you guys what's new, my experience with the mouse, and hopefully just help some of you guys who may be considering getting the MX Master 4 for yourselves. Now, right off the bat, I just quickly want to address the difference between the MX Master 4, the MX Master 4 Mac, and just kind of what you get in the box. Now, if you're like me and you get the MX Master 4 Mac, in the box you're going to get two things. One, being the mouse, and two, just some paperwork. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because if you just get the MX Master 4, in the box you will also get a USB-C receiver. Now, I did not know this when I got the mouse. I can't say it would have changed my decision, but I know for some of you it definitely will, and quite honestly, I mean, it's a better value. So I just wanted to put that out there for you guys, before you go out there and commit any money to buying, either mouse. Now, let's talk about the specs and the build of this mouse. Now, the MX Master 4 Mac comes in two colors, space black and white silver. I personally think both colors look great, and it honestly just comes down to preference. I went for the space black just because I feel like it matches well with my MacBook, and also my experience with white mice or just like lighter colored mice in the past is just that they're just a little harder to keep clean in the long run. Now, black mice do often show fingerprints, and you do kind of get that sometimes with this MX Master 4, but I just wipe it down. It honestly isn't too bad. Now, in terms of the design, if you've had any MX Master mouse in the past, the 3S or anything before that, you'll be pretty familiar with the design here. We still have that nice ergonomic shape that's kind of designed to fit the shape of a cupped hand, and honestly, it still looks and feels great. On this mouse, you have 8 buttons all together. You have your left and right click, your max speed scroll wheel, a button just underneath that you can press to switch the scroll wheel from ratchet mode to freely spinning. You also have your gesture button, your forward and backward button, the all new action ring, and also a horizontal scroll wheel on the side. And of course, all these buttons are completely customizable in the Logi app, and you can pretty much have them set to do almost anything you want. Now, for those of you curious about the dimensions of the mouse, this mouse has a height of 5.05 inches, a width of 3.48 inches, and a depth of 2 inches. Now, in terms of weight, this mouse comes in at 150 grams, which is not light by any means. It's actually heavier than the Apple mouse and the MX Master 3S, both of which are already considered to be pretty heavy mice. The MX Master 4 has an 8K DPI dark field high precision sensor that works on almost every surface, including glass, as long as it is at least 4 millimeters thick. Inside, this mouse comes with a 650 milliamp hour battery that is quoted to last up to 70 days, and you can get up to 3 hours after 1 minute of quick charging. For me personally, this has translated to having to charge it about once every, say, about 2 months. It has a wireless range of about 10 meters, and this mouse is compatible with both USB-C and USB-A receivers, but again, they're not included with the MX Master 4 Mac. You do get a USB-C type receiver with just the normal MX Master 4. Now, the one area where this mouse has gotten quite a bit of criticism has been around the 125 Hz polling rate. Many people thought with the release of the MX Master 4 that this polling rate would have increased, but I guess Logitech just didn't feel the need to do so. But it really is unfortunate because if you do have a really high refresh rate monitor, the mouse may feel a little laggy or choppy. Now, my overall experience with this mouse has been pretty good. I still love the design, and the feel in the hand is pretty nice. Now, some of you may have noticed that this is kind of like a sleeker silicone material, which is different from the rubberized material that was used on the MX Master 3S. And while the rubber material definitely made for a better grip on the mouse, I'd say it was a lot harder to keep clean. I know that was a big complaint for a lot of people on the MX Anywhere 3S. So even though the MX Master 4 probably takes a hit in terms of like maybe grip on the mouse, it definitely makes up for it in terms of cleanliness. The overall fit in my hand is still fantastic. I would say there's maybe a small gap between like my palm and the actual mouse, but I'd still give it maybe an 8.59 out of 10 in terms of overall feel and just like how it fits in my hand. Also, I did want to mention the clicks on this mouse are actually the quietest of any mouse that I own. Logitech actually quotes that the MX Master 4 has 90% less click noise than the MX Master 3. So if you're someone who wanted to get this mouse for the office or to use it in public, I think it's a good option. Now, the scroll wheel on this mouse is fantastic. I think I mentioned it on the MX Anywhere 3S review that I had, but I love the max speed scroll wheel. I like the fact that you can adjust it from a ratchet mode to freely scrolling. And if you really want to, you can crank up that speed and just fly through pages. It's really nice. Now, I will say if you're on a MacBook, the best experience I've had scrolling on a mouse has been the Magic Mouse. It's the smoothest. It's almost like you're on the trackpad. But this max speed scroll wheel, very close second. I really enjoy it. Now, one thing that I think everyone should try and take advantage of when they get this mouse is definitely the Logi Options app. The Logi Options app is going to allow you to tailor the buttons and the controls to what you like and kind of your workflow. Now, one thing that I did that I suggest everyone does is just switch the location of the gesture button. That way it's easier to reach. Unless you have large hands or just like a long thumb, I do think it's a little awkward to reach, and the gesture button is probably the button that I use the most outside of the right and left click. All I did was just switch the gesture button with the forward button, and that just made it a lot easier to reach. Now look, I know there are a lot of you who have beef with the Logi app. I know there are a lot of people who say that it has bugs and that it crashes, and other people just don't know why you need an app for a mouse that costs $120. But if you're asking me, like my personal opinion, I haven't really had a lot of issues with the app itself, and B, if I'm spending $120 or just like over $100 in general, I'd like to have as many options as possible to really fine tune the mouse and adjust it to my liking and just kind of my workflow. And if you're really just not a fan of the app or you just don't want to use it, the mouse works perfectly fine without it. So I think you're good in that department. Now, I was originally going to have an entire section on the action ring, but if I'm being honest, there really isn't too much to talk about. It's essentially just a customizable button that just gives you a lot of options to really tailor the mouse to your workflow. Essentially, when you press the haptic button on the side, a ring will pop up with a bunch of system actions. You have everything from media and volume actions to system and navigation actions. And you can even download app plugins that will allow you even further customization for certain apps. Now, as nice as these customization options are, I can't say I really use them too much. I mainly just use the action ring to just get to the system settings and lock my laptop. But that's not to say that this wouldn't be a really helpful tool for certain people with certain workflows. Now, I've seen a lot of people say that they don't like the action ring and that it's too easy to accidentally trigger. Now, I personally haven't had that issue, but if you are someone who's having issues accidentally pressing it, you can always go into the Logi app and you can adjust the pressure needed to actually trigger the mouse. It's what I did. I haven't had any issues. And if it really is just bugging you, you can always just turn it off. So that's always kind of just an option for you. Now, in terms of my overall thoughts on this mouse, I think it's really good. I really enjoyed it. I don't regret getting it. But with that being said, the MX Master 3S, you can get it for like $80 right now. And unless you just want the newest mouse on the market, or you just really want the action ring, or maybe you like that this one has like that silicone material instead of the rubberized material, you know, I personally think the MX Master 3S at $80 is just the better value for a lot of people. If you are someone who currently has an MX Master 3S, I don't see the point personally in spending $120 if you don't have to. If your mouse is just broken and you just want a brand new one and you just want the newest MX Master mouse, send it. But if you currently have the MX Master 3S and you like it and there's nothing wrong with it, I would hold on to it. But hey, that's been my experience with the MX Master 4. If you guys have any thoughts or comments, drop them below. Have a fantastic day, guys, and I'm gonna catch you guys later. Peace.